Hey guys, and welcome back here to the NTG Sports Lounge channel. Coming at you with another video here. It's me, NTG, aka Nate the Great. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the divisions in the NBA. We're right around the corner from the NBA season starting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk division by division. There'll be 6 videos, and then we'll conclude with a 7th video talking about who I think will make the playoffs and what seeding they will be in. This episode is going to be about the Atlantic Division. It's a very tough division, so let's get into it and see where we think everybody's going to land and why I think they're going to land there. The first team I want to talk about from the Atlantic Division is going to be the Boston Celtics. They didn't make very many moves during the offseason, but they will be regaining 2 All-Stars in their lineup that they lost throughout the season. Gordon Hayward, that we all know was injured early in the season at the very beginning, the very first game, opening night. And then Kyrie Irving, who was injured later on in the season and missed the whole playoff run for the Celtics, where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and forced a Game 7 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team is very impressive to me. I think they have one of the best starting lineups and a very good bench. Their starting lineup is going to consist of, at point guard, it's going to be Kyrie Irving. Starting shooting guard is going to be Jaylen Brown. Small forward, it's going to be Gordon Hayward. Power forward, it's going to be Jason Tatum, and their starting center is Al Horford. And they also have a very good bench, as I mentioned. Their bench players are going to be Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, Markieff Morris, and Aaron Baines. I think this is one of the better teams, as I mentioned. I'm not going to say where I'm going to have them place in the division just yet, but we will get to that later on once I mention the rest of the teams. All right, the next team I want to talk about from the Atlantic Division is going to be the Toronto Raptors. They looked very impressive last year, and this year they made probably the biggest move in the offseason. They traded away All-Star shooting guard DeMar DeRozan and got back All-Star Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green from the San Antonio Spurs. This will be a win for both teams, in my opinion, as long as Kawhi Leonard can perform like he did in San Antonio. He brings a defensive threat that the Raptors were kind of lacking with DeMar. They have a very good starting lineup. It consists of, at point guard is going to be Kyle Lowry. Starting shooting guard is going to be Danny Green. And then Kawhi Leonard will be starting small forward. At power forward, it'll be Serge Ibaka. And then their starting center is Jonas Valanciunas. They have a very deep bench, a lot of skilled players. They have, coming off the bench, will be Fred VanVleet, CJ Miles, OG Owonowi. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce the name. Kind of butchered it there, sorry. Norman Powell, and Greg Monroe. It's a very good bench, in my opinion. A lot of good support players that can help them get back to where they was last year. But their season kind of rides on whether Kawhi Leonard performs. We all know that he wants to be in LA. He didn't get that request. But for the Raptors' sake, I hope that he performs. Next team I want to talk about in the Atlantic Division is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. This team is really young, but they are really impressive. They play like veterans. They're very skilled, very deep bench. They made one really good move that's going to help them give a little bit more scoring power off the bench. They ended up getting Wilson Chandler from the Denver Nuggets. He's going to be someone that can come in and give them energy off the bench. A great fit for this team, in my opinion. Their starting lineup is going to consist of, at point guard, it's going to be Ben Simmons. At shooting guard, it's going to be J.J. Redick. At small forward, it's going to be Robert Covington. At power forward, it's going to be Dario Saric. And then at starting center is Joel Embiid. Very good team. Their bench is really well fit for this team, in my opinion. They have a lot of firepower coming off. Their bench is also, it's going to consist of Markelle Fultz coming off the bench. They also have Jarrett Bayless. Then they have T.J. McConnell, Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, and they also have Amir Johnson going to be coming off the bench to give them energy. And the next thing I want to talk about here is going to be the New York Knicks. Last year they had a struggled season. They didn't have their star power forward in Kristaps Porzingis. Without him, they're going to struggle. The lineup looks decent, but it's not anything to be imaginable. Without him, they're going to struggle. Right now, the starting lineup is going to be set as Trey Burke at point guard. Starting shooting guard is going to be Courtney Lee. Starting small forward is going to be Tim Hardaway Jr. Starting power forward is Mario Hezonja, and then Enes Kanter is going to be their starting center. They don't have a very strong bench. Decent support players, but nothing that's going to help them overcome this division that they're in that's very tough. Their bench is going to consist of Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Nicotino, a rookie, Kevin Knox, that they drafted from Kentucky this year, which is very promising in my opinion. And then they also have Lance Thomas coming off the bench and Noah Vaughn. Without Porzingis, like I stated before, they're going to struggle. They're not going to have a very good season with no return scheduled for Kristaps. It's going to be a very long season to be a New York Knicks fan this year, in my opinion. And the last team in this division that I want to talk about is going to be the Brooklyn Nets. They're a very young team. They have very skilled players. They just don't click together like they should. They made a move to receive Kenneth Faried from the Denver Nuggets this year. Traded a couple picks away, I do believe. The starting lineup looks like this. The point guard is going to be D'Angelo Russell. Starting shooting guard is going to be Allen Crabbe. Small forward is going to be DeMarre Carroll. Power forward is going to be Rondae Hollis Jefferson. And then Jared Allen started at center. Their bench consists of some very skilled players that's going to help them out. Very many key pieces to get them where they need to be. Their bench consists of Spencer Dinwiddie, Shabazz Napier, Chris LeVert, Joe Harris, Ed Davis, Jarrett Dudley, and now Kenneth Faried that they received last year, or this offseason from the Denver Nuggets. It's going to be a rough season for them due to the division that they're in. Hopefully they can turn around from last year and possibly make the playoffs. Let's see what they have in store for us this year. Okay, now that I've talked about each team individually, let's see where I'm going to have them fall in the division. This is just my prediction, in my opinion, who I think the better teams are in this division. In first place, of course, I'm going to have the Boston Celtics. I think everybody's going to have them win this division. They're the better team, the best team on paper, best team in the East, best threat to win the NBA Finals and get a championship. And then in second place, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. I think that their young stars will progress and improve. I think they will get even better this year with the help of their requirement of Wilson Chandler. I think he will help them where he is a veteran. I think he will help them with progressing to where they need to be. In third place, I have the Toronto Raptors. This all kind of depends on how Kawhi plays. Like I said earlier, if he plays like he did in San Antonio, they could be the 1 seed or they could fall in the 2 seed. But I'm going to put them in the middle of this division here, just saying that if he doesn't perform, then they could be lower, and if he does perform, they could be higher. Their season really rides on how he plays. And then in fourth place, I have the Brooklyn Nets. They have a good team, deep bench. I think they're a little bit better than the Knicks. They're not great, but they're not good. They're just kind of mediocre, in my opinion. I think they'll have a better season this year than they did last year. And let's see what they have for us this year. And then coming in last place in this division is going to be the New York Knicks, with Kristaps Porzingis not having a scheduled return due to his injury. This team's going to struggle all year, in my opinion. It's going to be a rough go to be a New York Knicks fan, as I said earlier. Hopefully I'm wrong, but this is just where I have everybody falling in this division. Alright guys, that does it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop it a like if you did. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, it's free. Go ahead and tap it. You can follow me on Twitter at NTG Sports Lounge, so I can give you updates on when each video for each division is going to be coming out. This is the first of 6, and then the 7th one will come out giving my playoff predictions where I think each team will fall. As always, guys, thanks for the love and support. Peace out.